Thank you for the invitation, for allowing me to be here today and talk to everybody. My name is Reynaldo Robles. I am born in Acuña, raised in Brazil all my life. I am running for County Commissioner of Precinct 2. I'm retired. I'm retired after 30 years of federal public service. I worked 6.5 years at Laughlin Air Force Base in maintenance, and then I worked 23.5 years with the United States Border Patrol in Del Rio sector. Throughout my 30 years of federal public service, I've worked many different duties, many different assignments, liaison activities. I've worked with the Drug Enforcement Administration. I've worked with the Air and Marine Operations. I've worked with the U.S. Attorney's Office as a liaison officer. I've taught immigration law at the Border Patrol Academy. And I've also been responsible for the emergency management program for Del Rio sector. I did that for several years, for 4 years. So I've been within the government in many different roles and many different duties that have challenged me in many different ways. As anybody that's worked with the government knows, that it's always evolving, it's always changing, and you have to quickly adapt. You have to quickly adapt. Why? Because you have a mission in front of you and you have a task that you have to complete. As a county commissioner, I think that's one of the things that I bring to the table as a candidate is every time I'm faced with the task, I will move forward. I will find a solution. I will find a way to resolve a problem. And how do we do that? For me, through my experience, through my 30 years of experience, is working together. There's no other way you can do that. You cannot do this on any position. You cannot do it on your own. You have to work together with your counterparts, your commissioner counterparts, with your other government officials, city officials, state officials. You need help. You're not Superman. You cannot do this on your own. And I think for me, I've learned it through my 30 years of experience that I'm able to do that. I'm able to just reach out. I'm able to touch people. I'm able to ask for help. And I'm able to learn and adapt quickly. So I think for me, this is something very, very important to me. This is something I've been wanting to do for many years. I just couldn't because I was working. And now that I'm retired, now I'm able to do that. Okay. So one of the things that I'm completely vested in this community. I'm retired. I have all my family lives here, and I'm ready to step up to this challenge of county commissioner. I think it's a great responsibility. I don't think it's a job. I don't consider it a job. I think it's a great responsibility that I'm willing to assume.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. First question, and kind of heard some previews of what this question will have in it. How would you define success in the office at the end of your first term? So how would you go in and define success as Commissioner Precinct 2 at the end of your first term 4 years from now?
Well, one of the things I know within the county, of course, this is one precinct, but we have several precincts. You have to work together with the other commissioners. And to me, the way you define it is you bring proposals, you bring goals, and you bring things to the table that you accomplish. You don't leave things in the back. You don't propose something and you just leave it there and let it go off and let it go off and not. No, you have to complete whatever you propose. And some of that can be something very, very minor, like trash pickup or something like that, to a second international bridge. But you have to follow up on the things that you propose, and you have to have accountability on your finances, on your personnel, on everything that you do, that you advocate for. Because if we have to hold ourselves accountable, because if we don't hold ourselves accountable, then people kind of forget. And to me, that's what you have to do. You have to go back and see, okay, when I first started, my proposal was this. Where am I on that proposal? I think that's the way you guide yourself to see if you're successful in whatever you bring to the table. Now, another thing is the public. The public is going to tell you. If you're not available for the public, they're going to tell you right away, real quick. And that's one thing that, as a federal public servant, people every day, we heard it, okay? So I think the people will also judge me after 4 years to see what kind of job I will be doing.
Great, thank you, sir. And in that same line of the public judging, how do you listen to and respond to the concerns from constituents of Precinct 2 and the whole county who feel unheard or underserved?
Well, that's a very good question. I've been walking the streets and I've been talking to a lot of different people. And one of the things that I've learned is, I hear it all the time, I don't vote. I don't go out and vote because I don't believe. And why are we in a position like that? I think we're in a position like that because time in and time again, the citizens are tired of no changes, okay? And I think to me, that's the reason, one of the reasons why I decided to run, because for me, I think it's time for a change. I think it's time we owe it to our constituents. I think we owe it to the public, to the county, for us to move this county and move this community forward. I think what we've seen in the past years, it's not working. Obviously, it's not working, and we need to have innovative ways. We need to have a comprehensive plan, not just right now in 6 months, but in 5 years, in 10 years. We need to bring things to the table, these plans, where people can see and people can look at and see, okay, yes, there is an improvement. We're seeing slowly but surely infrastructure, streets, whatever it is, but we're seeing an improvement. So I think that's one of the things for me.
Great, thank you, sir. Last question for you. What role should your office play in supporting community stability, public safety, and quality of life?
Well, I saw it firsthand. I was a federal public service. I was a law enforcement officer. So as a law enforcement, or even like a firefighter or EMS or something like that, it is very important. It's very important for you to have the support of your elected officials, of your government officials, because sometimes they forget. Sometimes we're underpaid, we're undermanned, under-equipped, and the other adversary, they're always trying to get a step ahead of us, right? And I'm not just talking about people that break the law. I'm talking about the big fires out there in our area. So I think it's very, very important for us as a county official to support our first responders, our law enforcement officers, and our EMS personnel. Because if they see that we support them, they're not going to move on to other positions, other cities, other employments. They're going to stay within our county. One of the things is our salaries. Our salaries are very, very low for our officers, for our first responders. So I think for me, this is something very, very important that we need to raise that. We need to raise these salaries or have different equipment, better equipment. That's one thing, like I said, because I was there, I saw it. And I worked alongside with some of these officers and some of these first responders. So I think for me, it's very, very important.
Good deal. I appreciate you answering the question. So I'll give you 2 minutes for a closing statement to make to the audience and those online.
Thank you. I humbly ask you for your vote. I humbly ask for you to come out and vote. Share the word. Let your people, your friends, your relatives know. Come out and vote. It starts with the vote. For us, for me, a change starts with the vote, and that's what we need. We need a change in this county. And we can't do it. I can't do it by myself. We need other people to come out and see. For me, it's an improvement. It's a quality of life. If we want Valverde County to improve, we need to be able to work together. We need to be able to bring different proposals to the table to improve the quality of life here in Valverde. There's many, many different things that we can do here in this county. To me, I see other communities, I've said it before, Eagle Pass, Uvalde, we see that all the time. We see how their proposals, how their improvements are moving forward, not Valverde County. That's the reason why I decided to run for Valverde County Commissioner, is because to me, I think I bring those innovative ideas. I think I have a vision of 4 years, of 5 years, of 10 years from now. And I think for me, it's important that we start today by making a change. And I humbly ask for your vote to be the next county commissioner of Precinct 2. And I will, like I said, I will be 100% dedicated to this position, available to the people of Valverde County.
Thank you, Mr. Robles.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.